run a business called Naturelle Design. It's a fashion business. We create custom-made clothing as well as ready-to-wear, off-the-rack designs. It's African-inspired clothing primarily, and I say, or the tagline that I like to use is African-influenced clothing for the global citizen. So I do a lot of markets. I just came back from Ghana. I spent December and a bit of January in Ghana, and it was just markets. Hey, every day my friends were taking me downtown to the seediest, dirtiest nooks of town, but with the most beautiful fabrics, you know. And I do also source from Tanzania and East Africa. There's a lady who brings them through, and downtown Joburg has quite a big, large selection of beautiful prints, especially cottons, like plain cottons and plain linens. I mean, you can feel it. It's in the feel of the fabric, the grammage, you know, you can feel the softness, you can feel the weight of the fabric, and that's how you know it's good quality. I feel like my fashion brand is unique in the sense that it's very individual. I mean, I find like the pieces and cuts that I select to make are what makes the business unique. I think all of us are using a lot of prints. Obviously, it's a big thing, it's en vogue, it's on trend in terms of African print, but I think the way that I select to cut things and the way the cuts that I select are really unique. And I feel it's just an expression, really. It's an extension. I think the way I started making clothes is just, it became extensions of my wardrobe, because people would see me wearing something and they'll be like, where did you get it? I'll say I had it made, can you make one for me? And it just grew from that, and I started making, you know, full-on ranges. So I work with several people. I've got 2 tailors who I've employed who live in Pretoria, because I came up in Pretoria, I grew up in Pretoria. Just in terms of my fashion, that's where I used to have stuff done at my first tailor's studio, and then he branched out and I followed him out of where he used to work, and he's been making most of the custom made things, and he's just fantastic. So I've got him, and I've got another lady in Pretoria, and then here in Johannesburg I've also got another tailor at the Yeoville market, and I also have Luso Linen who do my ranges, who when I need to produce more than 10 garments, I go there. It's a cut, make, trim business, and they design everything from patterns up into the samples and the final product. I think I'm on the fringes of mainstream fashion industry. I mean, I have a brand and I have clientele, but I'm not your traditional showing at Fashion Week. I love installations, I love pop-ups, I love getting into a space and bringing mannequins and filling it up with the color and vibrancy that are my customers. I've got some quirky people who buy my clothes, which really, when we do pop-ups, I think you see the wide range of characters that come through. I mean, most of the business has been a learning curve. I didn't study business and I didn't study fashion, so most of it has been learning as I go along, and some of the lessons have been really painful. You know, I feel like if I'd known better, if I'd studied, maybe I wouldn't be making these mistakes. But I think those mistakes sort of build character, and one learns from them. Make sure the finishes are done. Make sure that you use a small overlock as opposed to the big overlock that you're using. So getting that sort of feedback helps one grow. And yeah, I mean, there's been quite a lot of challenges just in terms of learning how to market, learning how to price the clothes right. So if I make a garment for a certain amount, I know that this is what the fabric costs, this is what it costs to actually make it. And when it's time to go price it, you don't want to be too expensive, but you also don't want to undersell yourself, you know. So there's been a lot of lessons around that as well.